Hello, Tempus here, and welcome to 10-man normal Spine of Deathwing, the 7th boss in the new Dragon Soul raid. This fight has only one phase, but as usual gets harder as the fight persists. It may sound complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's a fun and interesting encounter. We used only one tank for this, but two could work just as well. The fight starts and you parachute down onto Deathwing's back. Yet another fight centered around ads. You will have 4 types to deal with: corruptions, corrupted bloods, hideous amalgamations, and burning tendons. Once you land, you will see 4 tentacles called corruptions. For each one you kill, a hideous amalgamation will spawn, and corrupted bloods will start coming out of the hole you made. If no corruptions are alive, one will immediately respawn. The corruptions have 2 abilities: Searing Plasma and Fiery Grip. Searing Plasma puts a debuff on a random raid member and will expire after 5 minutes or after it has absorbed 200,000 healing. Though it will also do 10,000 damage every 10 seconds, so it will have to be removed through healing. Fiery Grip stuns a random raid member for half a minute, causing it to take 60,000 damage every 3 seconds. To break this, the corruption needs to be damaged for 20% of its health. Next up, the Corrupted Blood. These ads are small and appear from the holes left by a dead corruption. Every time you kill one of these bloods, it will leave red slime on the ground, which will slowly slide towards one of the holes on the back. When it reaches one of those holes, it will respawn. The red slime can also be picked up by the hideous amalgamation. Once you kill a blood, they will explode, dealing 9,000 to 11,000 damage to everyone in the raid. These ads perform weak melee attacks and need to be picked up by the tank. Each time a corruption dies, a hideous amalgamation will spawn. Once it does, it needs to be picked up immediately by the tank as it hits relatively hard. Each time a corrupted blood dies, it leaves behind its red goop, which if close enough, a hideous amalgamation will absorb, causing him to gain 10% more damage and 20% more attack speed. This effect stacks up to 9 times. Upon reaching 9 stacks of this buff, it will gain Superheated Nucleus, which will AoE fire around it until it is killed. If the ad has 9 stacks of absorbed blood, it will cast Nuclear Blast upon death, which will deal 350,000 damage to everyone in the explosion. It has a 5-second cast time, allowing everyone, including the tank, to get away. If it uses Nuclear Blast next to an armor plate, it will pry open the armor plate, exposing a burning tendon. As soon as this happens, the burning tendon will be casting Seal Armor Breach, which has a 10-second cast time. If it finishes the cast, it will seal the armor plate and you will have to pry open the plate again. Bear in mind that prying the plate open at the same side will expose the same tendon, which will not have reset its health, giving you ample time to kill it. If you kill the tendon before it finishes its cast, it will cause Deathwing's plates to fly off, exposing 2 more corruptions each time you do this. There are 3 plates, so you will have to kill 3 tendons to complete the fight. Of course, with more corruptions you have more bloods, which means more and more damage as the fight progresses. It has no enrage timer, so basically you die when your healers go oom. The final mechanic of this fight is Deathwing himself performing a barrel roll when everyone is stacked on one side of his body. A barrel roll will throw off all hideous amalgamations and any player that is not secured. To get secured, you will need to stand in one of the holes left by a dead corruption. Standing here will also be dealing large damage, so once the barrel roll is over, everyone should get out of the fire as fast as they can. So basically, when you land, there are 4 tentacles. You kill 3 of these. The tank picks up the hideous amalgamations, and everyone, including the tank, stands on one of the holes left by a dead corruption. Deathwing will do a barrel roll, causing the hideous amalgamations to fly off. Everyone runs back up to the top, you kill the final corruption, the tank stands next to one of the Elementium plates and picks up the hideous amalgamation as well as all the bloods that spawn. The DPS nuke down the amalgamation to 10% and then starts single targeting the corrupted bloods down. Because if too many die at once, you could easily have some deaths. The tank will have to move the amalgamation over to the slime left by dead bloods, getting the effect to stack to 9. Once at 9 stacks, the amalgamation must be tanked right against the Elementium plate and killed. He will cast Nuclear Blast. Everyone needs to run 10 yards away from him. Once he explodes, he will expose a burning tendon. The DPS should save all cooldowns for this burning tendon, and as soon as it appears they should use all their cooldowns to nuke it down right away. Hopefully you get the tendon down and the plate flies off, exposing 2 more tentacles on top of the 1 remaining from the previous fight. Now with 3 corruptions up, you will kill 2 and stack together on one of the spots to get secured. Deathwing barrel rolls and the 2 amalgamations that spawned fly off. You then run up and kill the remaining corruption and do as you did on the first, except this time you will need to use Time Warp for the burning tendon, as DPS cooldowns may not be ready. You do the same for the third, except the DPS cooldown should have refreshed for the tendon, allowing for a quick burst to finish the 3rd tendon and finish the fight. During all of this, you will have to deal with the abilities from the remaining corruption, with healers healing through the absorb from the searing plasma, and DPS hitting the corruption for 20% of its health to release the fiery grip. Bear in mind, you do not want to kill the 1 corruption you have up while working on an Elementium plate, as it will spawn another amalgamation, and make things even harder than they need to be. Having 1 ranged DPS to break the stun is best to ensure it does not die. Preferably a non-dot class should do this, as dots can bring it terribly low. In case the assigned DPS gets the fiery grip, a backup ranged should be used to break the DPS out of the stun. The fight takes some getting used to, but shouldn't prove too troublesome for you. Once you get the plate down, it's rinse and repeat and you've got it. Tempus here, I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you the best of luck with your kill.